Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime. So today Maurice wanted to read about groundhogs, but I wanted to read about something a bit more magical. So would 10 big toes and a prince's nose be okay? 10 Big Toes and a Prince's Nose by Nancy Gow. There once was a princess so lovely and fair, with ruby red lips and a mane of brown hair. Her voice was like honey, her smile soft and sweet. But the beautiful princess had gigantic feet. Her feet were so large that each prince who dropped by ran straight for the door. They would not even try to find out how charming a princess can be, for her gigantic feet were the first thing they'd see. But still there was hope, for the princess's mom was a clever old gal who would say to her, "Hun, my mother would sing me a rhyme every night, just before she would kiss me and turn out the light. I am what I am, and that's all right with me. I don't have to be different, I just have to be. I don't want to be somebody else, no siree. I am what I am, and that's all right with me." Now, far, far away, in our fanciful yarn, there lived a young prince with a nose like a barn. The prince loved to laugh, he was bright like the sun. He was warm, he was kind, he was charming and fun. But maidens rebuffed him. They'd look at his beak and say, "Oops, gotta run," before he would speak. They never found out how much fun he could be, for a gigantic nose was the first thing they'd see. But still there was hope, for the prince had a dad who was clever and wise. He would say to him, "Lad, my father would sing me a rhyme every night, just before he would kiss me and turn out the light. I am what I am, and that's all right with me. I don't have to be different, I just have to be. I don't want to be somebody else, no siree. I am what I am, and that's all right with me." One day, while the princess was skiing in France, His Wonderful Highness just happened to glance at the beautiful girl who glided with ease down the slopes of the Alps. She was not wearing skis. The princess, meanwhile, saw the prince all aglow. His scarf was so big that his nose didn't show. They met on a ski lift that whizzed high above, and then bells started ringing and choirs were singing. The prince and the princess fell deeply in love. The prince was enthralled by the princess's smile, her beautiful voice, and her princessy style. The princess laughed hard at his highness's wit. She enjoyed a good joke. The young prince was a hit. But when the night deepened, the ski hill had closed. The prince knew he'd have to reveal his big nose. The prince shook with fear. There was sweat on his brow. To win the fair princess, he'd have to act now. He thought of the words that his father had said, and he slowly unraveled the scarf from his head. And oh, he was happy. So happy was he when he looked at the princess, and all he could see were two shining eyes and a smile that was sweet, and a pair of humongous, unprincess-like feet. He stared at her toes, she stared at his nose. They laughed and they giggled, and then he proposed. They rode to his castle for crumpets and tea, and they both were as happy could be. So if one fine day you should happen to meet a guy with a schnoz and a gal with big feet, don't jump to conclusions. Try not to be mean. For you might have bumped into a king and a queen. Maybe next time I will have a book about a groundhog who is also a prince. Thank you for coming to Storytime, and we'll see you next time. Bye.